Streaming is hard, and getting started is even harder. When I started out streaming, information about it was scarce. I found myself blindly making my way through the Twitch jungle, stumbling and flailing around. So I teamed up with 7 other streamers to find out their perspective on streaming. Let's introduce them. Hey guys, I'm Trui and I make stream support videos. Because stream smarter, not harder.
My name is Travis and I am from Windsor, Ontario, Canada.
My name is Spencer and I am from the US.
My name is Joe and I'm from Virginia in the United States.
Hello, my moon pie. It's your Mima. We're in Indy, Indiana.
Hi guys, my name is Justfergie. I am from the UK.
Hello, it is I, the BlaqMario.
My name is Argick. I am a streamer from Scotland.
Hi, I'm Shavrolet, and I am from Colorado.
I've been streaming for 1.5 years since November of last year. I stream every single day. I stream a lot of indie games, mainly a game called Don't Starve Together. Indie games is like my forte, I guess you could say.
I've been streaming for just over 1.5 years on Twitch. I've done content on YouTube before I moved to Twitch. I typically stream 4 days per week. Most of my streams are about 5 hours. I would definitely consider myself a variety streamer. I stream Dead by Daylight a lot, we do story-based games on my channel, and most recently I've done video editing streams.
I've been streaming on Twitch for almost 3 years now. I usually stream between 3 and 5 days per week. When I stream on weekday nights, it'll be about 3 hours. On my days off and Sundays, the streams usually run a bit longer, maybe 5+ hours. I stream a wide variety of games, all the way from retro video games, such as the NES, to modern games, like the PS4 and the PC, and just about anything in between.
I've been streaming for 2 years now. We stream 5 nights a week, Monday through Friday. Our streams are typically 2.5 hours long. I love open world games, simulation games, games that have Twitch integration. I love a good horror game. Not bad ones, good ones.
I've been streaming for 1 year now. I stream Monday, Wednesday and Saturday, 12 PM UK time. Sometimes I can stream for like 3 hours. Sometimes I can stream for 8 hours. It literally just depends on how I'm feeling. I stream any multiplayer games. I love playing multiplayer games. They're like my favorite kind of games.
Tried streaming off and on, but didn't actually think, do you know what? I can do this. I want to go for it. Until about 2016, 2017, when I finally went, no. I can do this. I want to do this. I aim to stream round about 4 to 5 days. I have a schedule, but because I work a 9 to 5 job, it's kind of hard sometimes. I stream speedrunning. I typically focus on the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise, as that is a game that I grew up with playing, and they're just amazing. Speedrunning allows me to continuously play them, finding new things, and just share my happiness with the world, basically.
I've been streaming for, I'd say, about over 1 year now. I did about 6 months on Mixer, and I'm about 7.5 months on Twitch. I currently try to stream anywhere from 3 to 5 days a week. One stream takes on average anywhere from 3 to 5 hours. I try not to go too much longer unless we're all having a really good time and it's flowing. I currently stream a lot of Clone Hero, which is kind of like a fan version of Guitar Hero, really. I'll do a lot of music production streams with FL Studio and things of that nature.
I think total as BlaqMario, it's been about 2 years. Before that channel became a thing, I did stream just more as myself. I typically stream 4 to 5 days a week. I usually aim to stream for no less than 4 hours. I stream predominantly Nintendo games via Nintendo consoles.
When you first start out on Twitch, you will be placed at the bottom of the Twitch directory, and it would be hard for anyone to find you. And because search options on Twitch aren't that great, it is important to promote yourself. What do you guys do to promote yourself?
mainly social media, specifically Twitter. Twitter is my main social media of choice. It's short, it's quick, it's to the point.
I've got Twitter, Facebook, YouTube.
Discord server, Facebook, Twitter.
Discord, Twitter.
Outside of Facebook, I use Instagram a lot. Typically on Instagram, I post clips. So if there was a funny moment in my stream or a great play from Dead by Daylight, I will post those clips in my Instagram feed.
Promotion seems to be the hardest thing. You've got to get creative, and I am still struggling with it.
Always remind people that you're going live, especially if something came up and you had to start late, or maybe you had to skip a day and pick up another day in the week to make up for it.
I always just have business cards, and I just hand them out, give a couple extra, tell them to check it out, spread the word, pass a couple cards on to their friends that they think would be interested.
A lot of my promotion comes from just making friends, people recommending you as a content creator.
But be selective. Joining 100 Discord servers is not going to do you any good.
To be able to stream, you need to make use of streaming programs, and there are quite some available. OBS, OBS Live, Streamlabs OBS, XSplit, and there are even more options. But what streaming program do our streamers use, and why?
I stick with OBS, Open Broadcaster Studio. And the reason for that is simply because it's open source, it's free.
OBS has a great interface for the users. It's got a lot of improvements in terms of add-ons that you can apply to it.
Most people that I know use OBS simply because of its customizational abilities and the fact that it is a well-maintained program and does everything that we need it to.
I use OBS Studio myself, but I would suggest for someone brand new, I would try Slots because it is super easy to just walk through their tutorial and stream.
I highly recommend Streamlabs OBS. It has a lot of useful, easy to do themes inside of there. If you don't have your own overlays, it has their own app store to add like nice new widgets to your stream. You don't really have to worry about doing a whole bunch of external stuff.
When I first started streaming, I used Streamlabs OBS. It was very easy to get started with. I've had some issues where it wouldn't recognize my camera and a few other things, and then I switched over to OBS Studio.
Streamlabs OBS, it's good. I find that it's a little finicky, so I try to stick with regular OBS because it's more stable and more hardware oriented than software.
Bots can be used in a variety of ways, such as letting them moderate your chats, which sometimes has the unfortunate side effect of silencing perfectly innocent messages. Though bots have a lot to learn, they can be immensely useful in spreading a message. There are a large number of bots, so you'll be sure to find one with the functionality that you desire.
Knowing the many uses of all these bots, I wonder, do our streamers make any use of them?
I use Streamlabs Chatbot.
Pretty simple as far as building commands and working with your moderators so they can add things to the bot as needed.
There's just a whole bunch of different attributes that you can use inside of it. It's got a lot of tutorials available on the internet to help you get going, and once you do start to get going, it's pretty easy to pick up.
I use Streamlabs Chatbot. The reason I use it primarily, sound effects. I always wanted to add something extra to my stream for my viewers to use. I've created a slot minigame based on the slot machines in Sonic 2 and Sonic 3 with the exact same payouts and points, which is quite nice.
I use Nightbot. Nightbot filters out any bad language, links, stuff like that.
It's very simple to install. There's really no drastic overhead. It doesn't take up a lot of resources, and it has limited functionality, but I like that.
I also use MooBot. MooBot is really good for like acknowledging people in the chat and stuff like that, welcoming like new people to the community and stuff like that.
I use the Warp Worlds bot, which only is used when I do Mario Maker streams, and basically all that does is you just type in an add command, and then viewers can add their Mario Maker levels.
So what do you need to stream? A computer, or maybe a console, a webcam, or a microphone. But what a lot of people forget about is lighting. If you let your webcam play nice with your lighting, it makes for a much better image. So what lighting do our streamers use?
I have two main points of lighting. I have my desk lamp which is behind my 2 monitors. And then I've got my lights above me that were here when the house was built,
So right now my main lighting is the Razer Kaio webcam. It's got a built-in ring light.
I have to have the lights hitting the green screen that's actually behind me right now, so I can chroma key it out. Currently, I've got 3 lights situated on me and the green screen itself.
Elgato key lights. These things that I have running right now are only at 13% brightness, and they definitely are worth the money.
The ones that I have are the Inco Plus. You can actually see one of them behind me right now. So what I have are rectangular LED lights that are made to go on the hot shoe mount of a DSLR camera or on a stand like that one is.
Lighting makes a huge difference. I have lighting here, here, and in front of me. In front of me, I have, they'll call it a selfie light or a ring light. On the right and the left-hand side, I have newer LED panels.
Since I use Face Rig, you still need good light. The webcam has to pick you up and track your features. So we use LEDs in reflectors.
When it comes to streaming quality, you have a lot of options. You can go for top-of-the-line stuff, or you can go for a decent stream, so people will still be able to view your stream. How does that work? Let me explain real quick.
If you stream with high-quality settings, your viewer has to take in more data, requiring more download speed. Not everyone is fortunate enough to have such a connection, and some people might be using their mobile data to tune in. When these viewers do not meet the requirements, the stream will constantly freeze and buffer for them. Nobody is here to watch a PowerPoint presentation. Our saviors bear the name of Transcoding. Having transcoding options means your viewers will be able to set the quality at which they will be watching. When streaming at 1080p, one can still watch it at 480p, for example. However, you're only guaranteed to have transcoding as a Twitch partner. This does not mean partnership is a requirement, many affiliates get it too. To increase your chances of getting transcoding, stream on a steady schedule with a growing audience.
So it's a battle between a great looking stream and accessible stream. What streaming qualities do you guys use?
I am streaming 720 just to make it easier for hopefully anyone who might struggle with watching the stream. I just don't want to not have someone be able to hang out with me because I'm putting my output too high.
Currently stream at 720 with 3000 bitrate because my internet not the best.
I use 1080.
I generally try to go for 1080p.
I stream at 1080, although I suggest streaming 720 if you're just beginning to stream because a lot of people out there can't actually view streams in 1080.
60 frames per second, about 6,000 bitrate. So I stream at the highest quality settings that Twitch currently can take.
A lot of the time, I go for a bitrate of anywhere from 4,500 to 7,000.
I use 720p and I stream at 5,500 bitrate. The reason I do that is because recently I found myself always having transcode options on Twitch, which allows people to control the quality that they want to watch me at.
About 3,500 is my bitrate. I keep it at 1080p because I also do podcasts, which I record and edit and upload to YouTube.
To get better at anything, you need to cast a critical eye on yourself. You can invite criticism from friends or analyze other streams. Drawing comparisons and seeing what things you can improve on can lead to a better stream. Let's ask our streamers how they go about it.
I'm always looking at other streamers for new ideas, for things I can improve about my stream. I look for production improvements, engagement ideas, and promotion ideas as well.
I absolutely like to check out other streamers and compare myself to them to see areas that I could improve upon. Mostly in the department of selling other streamers to my viewers.
I do go into other people's streams. I normally just go in there just to talk to people, just to see if we've got anything in common. I don't want mine to be the same as someone else's, and probably someone else doesn't want them to be the same as mine.
Though I don't compare in the sense of sizing myself up against another streamer, not in a negative way at all. The people that are doing the best, that have the most success, watch them and just observe how they function and how they manage that success.
Not necessarily looking at somebody and going, oh man, you know, I'll never be like that, but you got to look at them and say, okay, what are they doing that I can kind of learn from this?
I check out a lot of the other rhythm game streamers in my main directory for Clone Hero. kind of just see what they do different from me, what I can bring to the table that's different from them, anything I can pull from other people and kind of make my own.
I try not to necessarily compare myself to those streamers, but more watch their stream to see what they're doing very well that maybe I struggle with.
I'm always looking at other streamers, looking at people in the True Gaming community, looking at fellow speedrunners, seeing how their layouts are standing out, seeing how they have their live split timers set up, seeing what extra things they've got, like maybe they have latest followers, latest tips, latest... And I'm always constantly going over it and looking at myself going, how can I make best use of my screen space as well as making my stream look presentable?
Discord is a communication platform, allowing both for text as well as voice communication. As a streamer, you have the option of creating your own Discord server and invite all your friends and viewers. You can hang out, chat, and share ideas, or let them know when you're going live. You can also join streamer communities on Discord. Communities created with the express purpose of connecting streamers together. You can discuss doing collaborations here, or share tips and tricks.
Be wary for follow communities and so-called lurker communities, as they don't really make a good base for a real community. Like building a house on quicksand. What is your view on Discord communities?
If you're into talking to a lot of people and making connections with people and you don't know where to start, I highly recommend Discord communities, and I think they can do well for you.
Discord communities can be great. Take True Gaming for example. I have made lifelong friends from that Discord community. I cannot stress enough joining that community.
But yeah, I think Discord communities are tremendously important. In terms of speedrunning, we have individual game speedrunning Discords, where if you want to speedrun a game, you jump in that game's Discord and suddenly you've found like-minded speedrunners who are all sharing strategies, sharing tricks, tips, sharing their times. It's fantastic.
You have to have them. Discord communities are like a must-have. I think that it's an easy way to communicate with people off your stream.
I think Discord communities are great. They are maybe even crucial, especially when you're an up-and-coming streamer.
Both simultaneously great, but at the same time not as effective as they could be. Discord communities have a way of overrunning themselves, and a lot of things tend to get buried within Discord.
There are a lot of networking groups out there, though, that are not in it for the right reasons. A lot of the times what you're going to get in some networking groups, people looking for people to stream with or to help them grow, but maybe they're not looking to give back for the right reasons. Or you might run into the follow for follow groups, the host for host groups, things like that. None of those are beneficial.
Really is the true purpose of it is to keep your community alive when you're not live.
I think it's nice. It's just nice to get that interaction with your fans when you're not on stream.
Great resource for doing giveaways, great source for taking consideration from your viewers.
Good supportive community is a great place for bouncing ideas, finding like-minded people, and just talking shop with other streamers.
Choosing a game to play on stream is all about finding the balance between what you like and what your potential audience is looking for. A multiplayer game is not the same as a single player game where you have all the time in the world to talk to your viewers. In a multiplayer game, you might not have that luxury. Do you rather play single player games or multiplayer games?
I always like to play multiplayer games. I dabble a little bit in single player games, but my majority is multiplayer games. I prefer to always play with people. That's kind of why I started streaming, is I always wanted to play multiplayer games with as many people as I could. I think that multiplayer, in my eyes, is not what Twitch is about, but I think that it's nice to see people interacting and inviting people to play with them that might have just joined in their channel.
I prefer playing multiplayer games because I like playing with other people rather than on my own. I don't like being on my own. So yeah, I like playing with other people. I feel like it's just more fun and entertaining because you play with other people, you never know what's gonna happen. Like anything can happen.
I would much rather play multiplayer games on stream, couch co-op, or just, playing any old game competitively against each other in person and just having a good time.
I typically play single player games, but I love open world games that I can play with the community on a private server.
When I stream, I primarily play single player games, although I'm not inherently opposed to multiplayer games. For me, it's just much easier to organize single-player games. You have a lot more control over the content, and as a content creator, that's definitely something you want to be aware of.
I'm a single player guy. Speedrunning inherently is a single player game. It is you versus the timer. The competitiveness comes from the leaderboards where you're trying to beat other people's times, but inherently the game itself is just one-on-one. It's just you versus the game.
I like to play both. I personally prefer single player games on stream, just because you get to experience the story of that game possibly for the first time with your community. And you don't get that in multiplayer games. Multiplayer games can be super fun, especially for a community night, a charity stream, an anniversary stream. Special things like that are a great time for multiplayer games. But if I get to choose, I definitely like story-based games better on stream.
We all have streamers that we look up to, take inspiration from. They can be big streamers or they can be small niche streamers. Which streamers do you look up to?
One streamer that I really like is probably say Clint Stevens. He's pretty funny. He's like known for doing a lot of Zelda speed runs, but he's also kind of like a laid back kind of I'll do what I want kind of thing.
A streamer I admire is Britwolf. I look to streams I enjoy myself that share the same values and sense of humor. His production value is awesome, very polished.
A streamer that I really look up to, he used to be named Go Operatives, now it's Dylan KG. He is a streamer on Twitch, he does YouTube videos, he's written a book, he's done a lot of things. He is a huge mental health advocate, which is also very important to me.
So one streamer that I really look up to is Dorian D. And he basically follows his own rules. He doesn't follow any kind of template as a partnered streamer might. He became partnered off of playing Grand Theft Auto 5, but his soul, his passion was to play more retro games. He's a streamer who follows the beat of his own drum.
I look up to a streamer named Big John. He is a fantastic streamer and speedrunner, all-round entertainer, programmer, so he has such amazing things happening on his stream. He codes his own game shows. It's insane the stuff he can do thanks to his programming knowledge. But on top of that, his streams are really chill, they're really comfy.
So I watched a lot of Gold Glove and Nadeshot back in the day as my entryway to Twitch. Gold Glove is more entertainment value, but he was pretty solid at games back in the day, like Gears of War and stuff like that, and I was really into very competitive games, so it was nice seeing that, but also seeing the humor added on the side. And then Nadeshot just seems like a really down-to-earth dude.
So streamers that I draw inspiration from, Tim the Tatman is a big inspiration for me, and some of that I pay attention to closely. But I'm also inspired by a lot of smaller streamers as well, probably more so than the bigger streamers, just because those are the people, closer to the ground. I think that, we're inspiring each other just through interaction and support and encouragement.
Knowing your audience is very important. If you know who watches you, you can make your stream fit their needs better. If you have a lot of American viewers and you're from the UK, it is not smart to stream in the mornings because, well, a lot of your viewers will be asleep. What are your viewers like?
So I have my viewers are literally from all over the place. We got people from Australia, the UK a little bit, the EU, so like Brazil. That's not the EU.
A good majority of them live in the US, just based on when I stream in the mornings.
My viewer, honestly, I don't really look into my viewers too much. The fact that they are here at all is amazing for me, but I don't go looking at what their general age is or where they're from, but I do know that the majority of my viewers are from America, which is genuinely quite surprising if I'm being honest.
A streamer from the States is probably going to predominantly have viewers from the States. So the people that are looking for streams are gonna find you because you're streaming in that time zone. Really, anytime I've decided to stream, whether it's scheduled or not, they still did well. That's something I'm fortunate to have because of touring with my band that I'm in for the past 12 years. Planted some BlaqMario flags in a lot of different areas.
So in general, my community is a pretty mixed bag. We have lots of men, lots of women. They're all within an age range of about 20 years, actually, believe it or not.
So I'd say a lot of my viewers are probably anywhere from 18 to 25, 26.
Their age, if I had to guess, anywhere between 20 to 30. My average viewers are like, they're fun, energetic, very, very nice. I find that our community is really well knit. Everyone kind of knows each other. And when new people come into the community, they're very welcoming.
Their interests kind of involve a lot of like harder metal music because that's where a lot of my streams come from. But we also have a lot of people that like electronic dance music, and that comes into play with Clone Hero as well because we can play that on there.
I've got a wide mix of viewers. I've got some viewers that are on the younger spectrum, viewers that are more my age. I've even got some older viewers, and viewers from all over the world. Again, because I do like to play a wide variety of games, I think that tends to bring all kinds of viewers to my channel at points in time.
We have families with young children. We've got older folks like us, and even the cool young hip folks come in.
As I said before, there are a lot of things I did not know when I started out streaming. As a streamer, you should always be on the lookout for new things to improve. Looking back, what do you wish you knew when you started streaming?
Everything when I started streaming. I would have just liked to maybe see what my channel would be like, what kind of gear I'd be rocking. Now, if all of the things I learned within the last maybe couple months to years, if I had known those things, jumping right into streaming.
How much I would love it and not have been so nervous and worried about having everything perfect before I started. Press the button.
I wish I would have actually focused on a game that was less saturated, built my channel, and then went to stream those things after. That would have probably helped grow my channel a little bit more from the start.
Quality, to a degree, does matter. I eventually learned that having like a better quality microphone, a better quality camera, is definitely something that viewers look for. And the better that they're able to communicate, not only by hearing them through the microphone, but also seeing their facial expressions, the more enjoyable experience it will be for the viewer.
I wish I'd had a schedule when I first started. Apart from that, maybe not just like throwing everything in, like money-wise, into the stream all the time. That'd be another thing, because I'm one of them people that will just go for it.
Honestly, everything that I know now, streaming is a constant build on knowledge. Moving from setup to setup, moving from game to game, changing things. It's an ever-changing environment.
The main thing was just how many hours you need to put into it. I kind of had an idea, but now that I'm taking it very seriously, I spend like 1 to 4 hours a day on Twitter, depending on what I'm doing. Go through a lot of my channel clips to try to post on Instagram, and then talking on Discord and talking in voice channels and just trying to connect with people. It takes a lot of time besides your actual streaming.
There's so many things that I wish I knew when I started streaming, but I think the biggest one is don't compare yourself to others. Knowing that this is going to be a process, that this is going to be a grind, that it's gonna take work is very important.
Streaming is a journey that is different for every streamer. Everybody will have their ups and downs and their own stories to tell. Let's talk about some things that happened on our streams.
One of the most memorable things would be a night we were playing Ark, and we were raided by a younger group of PvP players. They came in all WTFs blazing and acting the fools, but they very quickly became respectful once they knew the rules, and even invited me to play on their server.
This is gonna be a different approach. The channel had a troll, explicit words and things like that were getting thrown around in the chat. And mind you, I did not have any mods at this point, so did the whole clear the chat with the and got rid of the person, booted them out. And I'm being told, hey, like, look at Discord. I'm like, oh, I'll just check it later. And it was a flood of pictures, it was a flood of all these things, racist and disgusting talk just being spammed over and over in Discord. Mind you, it's being sent to also be recited as text to speech, but I think I did end up ending the stream. Some people be like, you gotta make me a mod now, like, so I can get in here and let me, like, fix this. And basically at that point, all those people that ran in and helped me, it definitely showed those people were invested in actually helping me in the channel. That was one of the cool things about it after all that, you know, all that crap happened. So like that was like the first and hopefully only code red my channel's ever had.
Randy Ladyman, who's a big name in the Guitar Hero community, Clone Hero, whatever you want to call it. One day I started talking in this chat more as I started streaming. I used to not talk in chats a lot. I talked to him, he started recognizing me, and then he rated me one day, and then kind of set me up to meet a whole lot of other people in that specific community, the Clone Hero community. And without him, I feel like I either wouldn't know as many people that I'm good friends with now, or I wouldn't have met them as quickly as I did.
I would have to say that the most memorable thing that happened to me along with the community that I'm a part of, the Hobo Nation. During our first year of formation, we decided to start a charity fundraiser, which was one big streaming marathon from one member of the community to another, and we just piggybacked off of each other. And it lasted for 144 hours straight, basically the entirety of a week. We thought that maybe we'd get a few $100s if we were lucky, but then by the end of it, somehow we were able to almost raise $6,000.
Going to ESA, the European Speedrunner Assembly, last year in 2018. It was my first time going to a large speedrunning event like this, and I had no idea what to expect. A lot of people said that they were going to be going to the event that I'd spoken to online. Not necessarily through my stream, but through many communities that I'd been a part of. To say I was nervous was a massive understatement. I was meeting people that I looked up to, I was meeting people that I'd never heard of before, but I didn't know what was going to happen. And then I arrived, and it was just like meeting a family for the first time in like a year and a half. Like, everybody was super friendly, they were so happy to see each other. And we all just got on so well. We were all having this, we all loved speedrunning. We were all here for speedrunning and to raise money for charity. And everybody was just amazing.
My PC recently fried. I came into the house, I tried to turn on, it kept flickering. The power supply was just shorting out consistently. I found out later on that my motherboard fried and my power supply and my CPU all went bad. I notified my community on Twitter saying that I probably won't be able to stream, and the creators, Clay Entertainment, then PM'd me on Discord and said, we actually want to send you a brand new gaming computer. And like at that moment I was like, wow, like this is actually like real, like this is actually happening. They're sending me like a $3,000 gaming PC. And I think at that moment I realized I was doing something like right on the stream.
I was playing this game like on a multiplayer game, so everyone from the stream was joining in, and we were playing some bowling. You know, harmless fun. And then all of a sudden, we just get like sucked into the floor. And I was literally crying. I was crying with laughter. It was so funny. I've never seen anything so funny in my life. Like, it would have been funny if I had just been like sucked into the floor. But it wasn't just me, it was just everyone else. And yeah, it just made me it tickled my humor, you know?
I have a lot of moments that are memorable to me, but if I have to narrow it down to one, it's how much my community rallies behind charity streams. We've done multiple charity streams for mental health organizations. The last year that I've been streaming full time, we've raised over $5,000 for charity, and to me, that's amazing.
Well guys, thank you all for your input. Is there anything else you want to say to people that just started streaming?
Stick to a schedule. Like always, like everyone says. Stay positive, energetic, hyper, whatever you gotta do, do it.
Your viewers are people. Even if you have one person watching you, taking their time to spend it with you, engage them.
Always make sure that you interact with your viewership. Never let somebody just say hello 50 times in chat before responding to them. You can't build a community unless you actually build friends on Twitch.
The biggest thing you could do for yourself as a content creator is make friends.
Just go for it. Do it right now. Set up all your gear to the bare minimum standard that you need to stream, and start and get comfortable with it, and start adding and building and learning as you go.
You may worry about numbers, you may worry about how many subscribers, how many followers you'll get, if you'll be hosted or rated. You've just got to block out all of those thoughts and be yourself. And then over time, all of that will come to you.
Keep going. Like, don't just give up. It comes in time. You need to be really patient. I'm not a very patient person, but you need to be patient.
Make sure you realize it's a lot more work behind the scenes than it appears. It's not just hitting going live and doing all that. Once you get into it, you'll spend like hours being creative, trying to change your overlays and just alerts, trying to meet people and talk to people.
If you love this and you love streaming, the work is worth it. But be prepared, you will have to work.
Make sure that you're happy when you're streaming. Don't force yourself to stream. Forcing yourself to stream or streaming because you feel that you need to or you have to is not an option.
Have the free will and desire to learn on how to set everything up and get it going. Do it. Do it today, tomorrow at the latest.
First of all, thank you so much, True Gaming, for getting me in contact with all these awesome streamers, and of course a huge thanks to all the streamers: Shavrolet, Meemaw, Spencer, Justfergie, Travis, Joe, BlaqMario, and Argick. Thank you so much, guys. And what I'm curious about is, do you guys have any cool streamer stories? Leave them down in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, click the little bell icon for notifications, and I'll see you in the next video.
And I do thank you guys a lot for watching.
Thanks, Trui. GG hug, son.
I think that's it.
Those are indeed all the questions.
I'll catch you later.